Your shadow self or your shadow side is your personal blockage of light, where you personally block out the light of the universe. So this is why all major meditation and spirituality practices focus on selflessness and the abandonment of ego, because this shadow that I create is a direct representation of what I need to learn to get out of the way of ego, to open the way to the world behind me and open up light to be shared with the world. So this is what the great poet Rumi said when he said, your task is to find all the blockages within yourself that you've created against love and to destroy them. So when we open up to a greater love, we open up and move our ego out of the way, move the I, me out of the way to embrace the we that is light. Light, which is a great symbol of love, shines universally, 360 degrees in a sphere outwards, unconditionally bringing light, love, warmth to the area that the sun, the star, or the light shines. So in observing our shadow self, we must monitor how frequently we are using the word I and me in our thoughts, in our words, and our actions. So our thoughts and words and actions is pretty much the entirety of your life. And I would throw feelings in there as well, emotions. When you let go of the I, when you let go of the great I am and the me, you realize that everything's exchanging energy with itself. Everything is connected in oneness in a grand, ultimate design by Mother Nature, by God, whatever you want to call it, Big Bang, science. There is a natural order and a natural chaotic beauty of energy exchange. So, taking yourself out of the equation, taking your ego out of the equation allows you to see the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation of life is nobody is independent, and the only person who is truly independent is dead, because you need to rely on food, vegetables, water, air, medicine, oxygen from the trees, light from the stars. It goes on, the list of interdependence you need in your life to survive. But if you're in your ego, you create a delusion, a shadow, that you have to be the one that's surviving and independent all on your own, right? But it's not a reality. In fact, it's actually a infection of narcissism that spreads faster than any disease I know of. So go within and find all of the shadow aspects of yourself that light needs to be brought to. A lot of people have closed hearts because they feel as though they personally have been hurt by the world, which they probably have. But if you don't have a sense of self to begin with, if you are like a Zen monk master who says, I am nobody to begin with, I'm nobody special, then it's much harder to offend you. It's much harder to hurt you. And you realize that you're not the only person that's been hurt like that. There's billions of people on this planet that have been hurt just as bad or way worse than you have. So when you let go of the ego, the need to be hurt, the need to be desired, the need to desire, when you let go of all these shadows, when you bring light to them, there's often treasures and lessons underneath that. I remember when I first fully learned to open my heart way wide, or remembered, really, it's because as a kid, everybody pretty much has a big open heart. When I was in Maui learning from Gina Nalawai, sacred Hawaiian healing lineage holder, she did a Hawaiian chant and taught us about aloha. And I remember the opening up of all the ego that was holding my heart back from loving the world fully, loving myself fully, loving soul fully. And I had an abundant water flow tears out of my eyes, and it was just felt so much love under there, so much love under all that delusion that I'm a separate being than the world around me, or I have been hurt, so I'm gonna close my heart because I've been hurt. It's BS. It's a delusion. There's so many loving people in the world, and they won't show it on the news. They won't show it on even popularized TV shows or mainstream media, because it's freedom, and you can't profit off love, because love is an equal exchange. Only shadow wants to profit off love. Only shadow wants to say, hey, there's this little area of love within this dark spot that you see here, and I'll give it to you if you do this for me. It's a delusion. Love is omnipresent. It's like a fish swimming in water. The water's all around you. So through the process of healing your shadows, the first thing you have to do is completely let go of ego. Because if you feel like you're a fantastic person to start, then you just assume that you're nobody special. Assume that you personally are not great, you're not terrible, you're just somewhere in the middle at any given time. When you express massive benevolence and kind-heartedness and charity and helping one another and generosity, then you're up here. And then when you talk shit about people, and when you're rude and when you're ungrateful, you're down here. So you're not great, you're not terrible, you're nobody special. You're just anything. Everybody right now needs to bring light to their shadows, because we need to collectively come together and make we greater than me. And when we understand that, we'll be able to realize that there's a divine economy, divine trading system that operates perfectly, except when you're in shadow, except when you're perceiving yourself in ego. Take this message and go within in deep meditation, deep rest, and just bring light to places where you don't feel good. And ask yourself, is this just me being an egotistical mother? Is this just a delusion that you've created in your life to block out love, or to run away from love? When you fully feel uninhibited, unconditional love, you won't want anything else in life. You won't want any substance. You won't want massive amounts of money. You won't want anything other than that feeling. When you truly open the heart wide and get that deep, big Hawaiian aloha energy flowing in your heart, you won't want anything else in your life. So bring light to your shadows, bring light to your darkness, and bring to the world the treasures of wisdom and energy that you find down there. Aloha, sese, namaste, aho mitokuyo sin. Big love to you all. I love you. If no one else does, I love you. Feel free to message me, and enjoy your beautiful day, whatever it may be like outside in your place.